It is now time for you to thrive. It's February 18th, so that means there's been an energetic change, which means it's time for you to thrive. There's nothing that happens in our lives or in the world that's accidental. We just seem to come to understand that as we live. And we do that in different ways. But what I'm going to give you today is something that's going to help you understand how important you are in the world right now. We're moving through a big energetic shift in our world. Yesterday I put up something, and today saying our philosophy will change your life and the world. And people will look at that and think that's not possible. How could that be? Well, I know it will change your life because, see, you were born with a purpose that you were meant to fulfill. All you have to do is uncover it, realize what it is, start living, move through all the old stuff that have kept you back, move through all the generational trauma, all the things that told you you couldn't do something, and then you start to have your life, and then you make the difference you're meant to make in the world now, which is why we're moving through this big shift in our world called a restructuring, as Wilhelm has given me. So when I said our philosophy, that is what I received from Wilhelm. And how do I know it's going to change your life? Because you are a human person born with worth and value, and all you have to do is uncover it. And my life was spent developing a philosophy, bringing it through to give to you so that you could live the life you want to have, and so that I would see that when I leave this earth that the world is better. That's really what happened. But I'm going to show it. I'm going to give it to you all today so you will understand it. There's something that I put up a while ago saying Wilhelm's philosophy. I started receiving this information on February the 19th of 1989. Now, I wasn't going to tell you that because it didn't make sense to me, and I didn't trust it. Just like you probably haven't trusted things in your life, and now you're at a place where you're thinking, should I do that thing? Yes, now is when you're meant to do it, and you felt that because something shifted. We are all affected by the energies of our planets and everything that's moving. We don't always understand it, and over time, people come about and are given information to cause us to understand it, and that's what happened for me. Didn't know that was going to go on, but I'm going to show you a couple things, but you'll have links in this description because I created it all in this one document that I will leave you because I want you to understand. What I'm saying is that I said last week, I'm making some changes because I have to complete all of this work, as you have to complete something in your life as well. That's why you were born. I know that everyone has something. Now, see, the part of that was so different about the work that I've done is that I didn't talk about my connection to this other side so much earlier in my life, my spiritual connection, and how I was receiving things and how I was changing and how I was healing, because I didn't want to get the judgment. I didn't want to receive that judgment. People are going to think, oh, that doesn't make any sense, until you understand that everything is consciousness. And the only difficulty we have is that we've made rules about what consciousness is and who can have it and who should have it. And we're moving through a period in our world right now where we're trying to decide which people are worth being alive. And so you have to decide if that's you. And what I was given is something to have you do that, and then eventually more people start to know that. It's how evolution works. Now, you don't know who you're going to be when you come into this world. I would have never told you that I would be doing this, especially after I've done all those other careers that I've had throughout my life. And now I'm 74 and I'm doing this. And the reason I'm doing this now, because I know it'll change the world. Saying those words just seems so ridiculous because, you know, as a kid, you think that you want to do something that's going to make a huge difference in the world. Yeah, I did that. I know I've done it because I couldn't be in this body and healed, and that's what happens. We're going through this split in our world, you see, and so what has to happen is that more people need to heal. In 2021, when I was told I had this work, that's when it happened, when it all came together. I said, I'm not going to talk about it, though. I'm not going to do any kind of channeling, live channeling. That's going to be embarrassing. And then I sat down one day on my bed and I just heard it so clearly. No, you have to, because there are going to be too many changes happening in your world and people aren't going to understand what's happening, and we've given you all the information. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then I did. And then they gave me one message to start with, and it was about money, power, love, and control. They were saying that we've been hypnotized by money all of our lives as a civilization. That's what they were saying. And so then we're moving in a period now where maybe we can start seeing value in individuals. Maybe we can start seeing the value that every soul was born to bring to the world. And that was the work that I was given. And this is why that philosophy, they said, is called your life operating instruction, because they wanted us to operate in a little different way, where we could love ourselves and maybe others, you see, but we had to move through a process to get there. That's your individual ascension process, but what we're moving through now is what Wilhelm has said, it's our planetary ascension. I mean, it's happening all over the world. It's global. But your importance is loving yourself and doing what you came to do, because, see, everything's energy. So then when you start thinking about that, and the energy will create something, it manifests something. So the type of energy that you're putting into your body, into your lives, into your mind, is going to create something in your life. And then that goes out into the world. So we each have a choice. What are we going to do? But see, the only choice that you're meant to make is loving yourself, taking the step into self-acceptance. When I said the other day that self-acceptance is your superpower, that's because I know that's true. You may not know that because you've been taught something else and you've been, playing small. You couldn't really own yourself. I understand that because I did that for all of my life. But now I know you don't have to, because I went through all the pains, so to speak, to bring in new information, because it's not something that I am doing. It's a philosophy. That's what it is. And the philosophy says that you were born with something great within you. It's a gift, it's a talent, it's a worth that if you were to actualize that, you would have the life that you meant to have. And the only reason you haven't done that yet is that you didn't know how to, or you've been stuck in thinking something was wrong with you, or someone told you something. Yeah, I did all of those. See, I've lived all of that. But then when you move through it, the wonderful thing that starts to happen, you become happy. People see me now and they don't understand why I'm this person. And then you look at my life and you really won't understand it when you see all the things that I've moved through. And you just read my one book, Overcoming Fear, A Guide to Freedom, because that's how I live. So I know what you're moving through. I know how you feel. And I also know that you can change it. And that's why this philosophy will change your life. Now, we can't depend on the world to catch up, though. You're going to have to decide to do that on your own. As you can see, looking out in the world, people are going to still be angry. And you have to decide if that's going to be you, or they're going to be blaming other people for the condition of the world and the condition of their lives. And you have to decide if that's you. So, but now you have something to work with that'll move you over everything, because everything we experience is in our consciousness. And on this date in 2008, I was given a message. See, there's synchronicity too, which I started to figure out, because that's how Wilhelm has given me everything. There's an order. There was an order for you when you were born. There was a genetic code that said this person needs to be in the world, and they're going to develop something, and it's going to be very specific to them. And when they own it, they'll love themselves, they'll be prosperous, because that's the energy that comes through. And then when you don't, you experience all kind of difficulty and you're not helping the world. And I know that because I stopped. You've done that too. You know, the thing you know you were supposed to do, is it really real? It is. So let me show you this, because I want you to have it. I'm going to give you a couple things. Well, actually, I'm just going to give you this one, because all of the others will be linked there. That's what I'll do. So let me just show you that. So I placed it in this one document, the philosophy that could transform the world and your life. And it just, coming to this awareness that I just had to put all this together for you, because I never want to see people suffer, and because I've gone through so much of it, we don't have to do that anymore. There are moments in your life when something is revealed to you, something so profound that it changes everything. That was my experience when I was given a philosophy that I believe has the power to transform not just individual lives, but the world itself. Now, why would I say that? It's because Wilhelm has said every person is born with worth and value. But see, we've just been taught something else, and that's what you're seeing in your life or experiencing in your consciousness and what we're witnessing in our world. And they said, we can give you something else that can have you move over all of that. And so the weight of the responsibility, that's because I have known this and held on to it for so long, because trying to reveal it was challenging. Not because it didn't work, but because I knew people wouldn't believe it. Not even people who I lived with, not even my family. Because you can't expect others to believe in who you are. You have to do it. It's an inside job. But now you can do it. Um, it's about transformation of you. That's what this is about. That's what all of this work is. And let me tell you, it was 36 years of me sitting down and doing this. And so that's why I know, and causing healing. And I'll tell you, I'm just going to give you a little bit more of the backstory, because I do want you to have it. Because I don't want you to move through the rest of your life continually doubting, because it's going to be there forever. So there's several things here. I did a video here. You click that, you'll hear the video. And then at the bottom, I put in all of the things that have come about that you can go through. I've created so much work. If you were to just go through any of these, you would change your mind about yourself. Your brain would change. That's what is happening. So this was the very first one. So talking about Wilhelm's philosophy. And as I said, I began in 1989. And that link may be bad. I'm going to have to redo that. I'm glad I'm looking at this now. Something happened. Okay. All right. That didn't happen. So I will redo that link. But let me get it for you, because I do want you to have it. And here it is. It's Wilhelm's Ascension Guide. Now, as I said, I started in February 19th, 1989. And so I decided the other day to put something together to have it analyzed. Now that we have AI, it's really quite fun. But you will have so much fun with this, because you will see it takes you through everything you could possibly imagine about yourself. Any kind of difficulty or challenge, you will find an answer here. And it goes through all of the messages, and it said, accepting this message will change your life in the world. And that came, you see, it was February 19th of 2024, put it up a year ago, but that's when I began. So we're coming through a cycle, completing a cycle in our world, in our consciousness and evolution. And so now you will have all of it. When you move through it, you will see that you can answer every question. Wilhelm has moved us through all of it. But to have you understand it, you need to see it. So that's why I'm putting this together. And I'm telling you, you are here to do something wonderful, and now you have a way to do that. The thing that I've always wanted to do is to create something that everyone could do. That means that we come together and keep working through whatever difficulties or challenges to get to the place where you know why you're here, that you're living the life you're meant to have, and this work will do it. And that's why I know it'll change your life. And we just have to wait for the world to do it. And you have to decide if you're going to wait for yourself to become who you can become. But now you have a way to do that. See you soon.